Welcome to my channel. Hey. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're staying safe in this season. If you're here for the first time, my name is Ruby Bello. I'm a wife, a mom, a businesswoman, and also a content creator here on YouTube. You are highly welcome to my channel. So today is going to be interesting. It's going to be educational. It's going to be informative. I am going to be talking about things that you need to discuss with your partner before marriage. Okay, so if you are single, sit back, get a pen and a paper and write these conversation pieces. These are very important questions that you need to ask your partner before you get married. If you're already married, no worries. So you can ask these questions because, again, the goal is to improve on your marriage. The goal is to daily work on your marriage. So these questions will help you know what your expectations are, what your partner's expectations are, and see how you can come to a happy medium and get on the same page, okay? But these are very important questions that not a lot of people think about, but it has caused a lot of divorces. The number one question that I have on my list that you need to ask your partner is, what is their career goal or their life goal? You need to know what your partner's life goal is, okay? You need to ask them questions about long term. What do they plan on doing? I know life happens. I know changes come. You need to understand the career path your partner is interested in and what their life goals are. You'll be surprised what the answer will be. And, if you are interested in that relationship, you need to know that. Another very important question that you need to ask your potential life partner is, what is their relationship with God like? Okay, you need to find out if they even believe in God, and if they do, what level of relationship do they have with God? This is one of the most important questions you can ask. If faith is very important to you, like it is to me, you want somebody that can help you in your life journey, and you guys can build yourselves up in your faith, okay? So it's really important to me that we pray together, that we go to church together, we raise our kids in the same faith. These are questions you need to ask your partner. Even down to the denomination. Some people care about this. So, for example, is your partner Catholic, or is he Presbyterian, or different churches? You need to find out. And also, not only that, you also need to find out if they care. So, for example, if he's Catholic and he only wants you to go to a Catholic church, he wants to get married in a Catholic church, he wants to raise his kids Catholic, you need to know that before you walk down the aisle, because if you're not Catholic, that can start a problem, okay? So that is what I'm trying to say here. Ask the spiritual questions. Don't be scared to ask the spiritual questions and the faith-based questions, so y'all are on the same page, not just physically, but also spiritually. So the next question I advise that you ask your partner is this: how are we splitting the bills when we get married? Okay, you need to find this out. This is very important so that you know the expectation of your partner. Okay, some men, let me just speak from a woman's perspective. Some men are like, you don't have to do anything. I'm going to take care of you. I'm taking care of everything. It's my duty and my job. I want to do it myself. Some men are like that. And then some men are like, as an independent woman, you're working, I'm working, I want you to also contribute to the family. I want it to be 50-50, or I take majority of it. Maybe I take the rent and you take all the other little bills in the house. Or no, I want us to split it 50-50. Everybody take half. You never know what his expectations are. And also, you as a woman, you have expectations for yourself as well. So you may be the type of woman that you just want to be taken care of. A man has to do this, provide for the family. I'll take care of the home, you take care of all the bills. That might be your expectation. You need to voice that out before you get married. Or if you are, I'm an independent woman, I can take care of myself. I'm in this marriage, I'm going to contribute in the marriage financially. That's my expectation. You need to voice that out. Okay, so this is a very important question before you walk down the aisle, so that way you don't get surprised, because when you get married and you haven't had these conversations, he may have a different expectation from you, and then you notice that there's tension in the house for no reason because nobody actually talked about what the main issue is. Okay, another question that you need to ask is, do you have savings? You need to know what you're walking into. So you need to ask your partner if they have any savings, if they have any debt. So like student loans, a business loan, a mortgage, just any kind of debt. So that way you know what you're walking into. You need to find out what their credit score is. Okay? So these are questions you need to ask because it's very important knowing what their credit score is, because that would set you up for the foundation of different things that you can do together as a family. Okay, so you need to find out. It's very important. Under that financial bracket of questions, another good question to ask is, what is the expectation when it comes to savings? So are we going to have separate accounts, or are we going to have joint account? Another very important financial question that you need to ask your partner before walking down the aisle is this: how much can I spend without letting you know? This is very important because some men are more frugal than others. You need to understand his financial behavior and his tolerance. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Your partner might be the type of person where every dollar you spend, you need to let him know, because maybe you guys have a joint account together. He feels like you need to tell him when any dollar is being spent in the family, he wants to know about it. Okay, so you need to know that. Now, you may be married to somebody who, it's okay if you're spending like maybe $50 to $100, but over $100 is a big expense and he wants to know about it. And then somebody else, it could be, you can spend 100 to like 150, but when you start getting into the 200s, I need to know about it because that's becoming a big expense, something like that. So you need to understand his financial behavior, okay, so that you can come to a happy medium with that. It's very important. I have canceled so many marriages on this, and it causes a lot of tension and fight if it's not discussed. Okay, so ask him, how much can I spend? Another question that I have seen that causes a lot of tension in a marriage, if not addressed early, is this: do you expect me to be a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? Okay, what are your expectations? Trust me, you need to find this out before you walk down the aisle. Because your partner may be of the school of thought that he wants you to stay home, raise the family at home. He'll take care of all the bills, at least for when they are a tender age. And then by the time they go off to school, then you can start work. That might be his thought process. Others may be like, I don't mind you working. We can both contribute to a daycare, or we can have a family member watch our children while both of us go to work. You never know what his thought process will be. So you need to ask him what the expectation is. For you as well, you may have a different opinion from him. You may also be the type of person that is be okay with quitting your job and watching your baby. You want to raise them yourself personally, Or you may be the type of person that would, want to get right back to work after having your kids. So you need to express that to him. Whatever your expectation is in this area, you need to express that and also hear his side. So the next question, fam, People skip this question a lot because they think it's expected in marriage. But I promise you, you'll be surprised what people will say if you finally find out after you've walked down the aisle. You need to find out how many children your partner expects to have. Okay? You'll be so surprised. There are some people that don't want to have any children. They're fine. They want no kids. And then there are some people that are like, okay, we'll just have one or two. And then there are some that want a quiver full of kids. Okay, so you need to find out what his expectation is. Because what if he doesn't want any children and you want a quiver full and you never talked about it before marriage? Now you're in the marriage expecting a child and he says, no, I'm not ready to have kids. I don't want any kids. Okay, so you need to find out how many children and also if he's ready. Okay, because he may tell you, yes, I would like to have children, but I would like to have children like 10 years from now. You need to express that and say, sir, I don't have 10 years. I kind of want to start in the next year or two. You understand? So you need to express your expectation and then find out what his is. Okay. So another very important question that you need to ask your potential spouse is this: what are the things that your parents did well that you wish to replicate in our family? And what are the things that they did not do so well that you do not want to bring into our home? This is very important because it will get him thinking and you thinking as well about family values, family traditions, family behavior, things that he has learned over time, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And it would help you guys frame nature and what you want your family to be like. Okay? So there are things that our parents did well, and we want to bring them into our home, those traditions, and raise our kids that way. And then there are some things that we want to change. We want to break that cycle. We want to break that generational cycle. Okay? So he gets to express how he was raised, and you get to express how you were raised, and y'all take the good out of it and you can leave the bad, because the goal again is to improve your marriage, to make your marriage better. Okay? Now you are enlightened, you are more exposed, you are in this generation now. So you want to still take the good things, but you want to leave the things that are not so good. So this will get the conversation started. And if you're married, it's not too late to ask these questions. You can still ask these questions and get on the same page and start your own family traditions with the good things you learned from your parents, and drop the bad habits from your parents, so you can build a better life for your children. The last question that I am going to talk about today, but certainly not the least, is what is your love language? You need to find out the love language of your partner. If you do not know what a love language is, stay tuned, because Obi and I will be talking about it by the end of this week. We're going to have a detailed video on what love language is. But it's very important to know how your partner shows love and how he expects love, okay? So that way you're on the same wavelength, okay? You need to ask him what his love language is, and you need to tell him what your love language is, okay? So these are some questions. There are so many more questions that you need to ask before you walk down the aisle. I probably will do a part 2 of this video. Let me know in the comment section if you want to hear more of this. I'll probably do a part 2, okay? Because there are so many questions that you need to ask before you walk down the aisle to avoid any problems, any tensions, arguments, or the big divorce. We don't want that. So we need to be prepared going into our marriage. If you're already married, you can still ask these questions of your partner so you guys can be on the same page. Make sure you know exactly what he's expecting, okay? And then you can be on the same page. So these are good date night questions if you're already married. Come on now. So let me know if this has helped you in any way. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. I would love to hear your comments, okay? And share this video. Share this video with all the single ladies. All the single ladies. Share this video with everyone you know. And let's get the conversation started, okay? What are the questions that you asked your partner before you walk down the aisle, okay? All right, until next time, stay tuned for that video on love language, okay? Until next time, ciao.